Okay, so this is it. I've made the call to attempt a Bob Graham round. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to give it a go. The last few weeks since the Fellsman, I've been thinking it through, talking to friends, talking to my wife, talking to other people about whether I should give it a go. And yeah, I've just decided to do it. So the 10th and 11th of July, about 6 weeks time from when I'm recording this, I'll be attempting a Bob Graham round, which is really exciting. I feel really quite intimidated by this. I feel nervous, I feel excited, but yeah, I've committed to do it. I'm starting to organise a support team. I'm going to give it a go. So it feels like I'm building on a good year of training so far, some good mileage, some good elevation, long distance in my legs through the Fellsman, and lots of time on the fells in the Lake District. So it feels good. I'm definitely still not complacent about this. This is such a massive challenge, and the training that I've done demonstrates that to me in a big way. But it feels like stars aligning, plans coming together. This is the year that I should give it a go. The last video I made was a bit of a debrief of the Fellsman, how it went, how I felt a little bit uncertain about whether I should go forward with this stuff. You could probably hear that if you watch the video. But yeah, this is it. This is what I'm going to go for. So a couple of weeks ago, I registered on the Bob Graham site. I've messaged a load of friends and from the running club about supporting. People seem keen, people seem happy about that. So yeah, in this video, I'll just talk you through what I've been doing this last month in terms of training, and then maybe what I'm planning going forward in the lead up to the Bob Graham round. So I'm recording this on the 26th of May. The 25th of April, a month ago, was the Fellsman. And so this last four weeks to a month, yeah, what have I been up to? So first of all, recovery week. Didn't do much running in that week. A short jog with the dog, and then went away with some pals to Snowdonia, and we did a walk up a few peaks, including Lydia 4, which is one of the peaks that I think's on the Paddy Buckley round. But yeah, that was a walk rather than a run. But still, it's good to get elevation even in walking like that. Then did a park run where we all said to each other, we'll start at the back, we don't need to run this very hard. And then me and my mate Ant, who'd done the London Marathon a week before, yeah, put a big effort in. And yeah, what was on quite a difficult hilly course, around a 20:44, definitely not recovered from the Fellsman, and he hadn't recovered from the London Marathon, but it was good to give it a run out. Bit more walking and some other sport that week. I then did a short run in the morning on Bank Holiday Monday, 5k, a bit more tennis. And then coming back to trying to do a bit of a session that next week. So a fartlek session on the hills above Durham Cathedral. Again, nearly 9k with 350 metres of elevation. Really good to try to see how you're faring at that stage, and a really good session with lots of climbing, lots of descending. Then ran with Esther and the dog on a loop where we can have the dog basically off the lead, which is great. And then a social run from the Durham Brewery in Boburn, a very chill run. And then arrived late to Park Run that Saturday, but yeah, put a bit of an effort in to get through the crowds. And then me and Esther went over to Lakes for the Sunday. It was an amazing weather forecast, so it was just fantastic to have a look. And we ran from Threlkeld on some of the leg 2 route up to Helvellyn, and then back round through St John's Vale. This was a really good route for me to try, with a bunch of peaks that are on that Bob Graham route. Clough Head, really good long climb. But the Dodds, Great Dodd, Watson's Dodd, Stybarrow Dodd, Rays, Whiteside, Helvellyn Lowman, then up to Helvellyn as well. Probably running this quicker than you'd need to on a Bob Graham, but yeah, it was a good effort, good exercise, with lots of elevation. And came down from Sticks Pass down into St John's Vale. And I must admit, by the end of this run, I was feeling tired. I probably not had sufficient to eat, probably not just taken a couple of gels with me, and that probably was reflected in how I felt at the end in terms of energy. And this seems to be like my biggest learning from training for this stuff, is that if you're able to keep on eating, taking in carbs, then that means you can keep on moving or running much longer. If you just minimise your eating, you're going to really struggle. But that was my first experience of leg 2, a really good day out with Esther and the dog. Then a couple of weeks ago, a dog jog near us with some hill repeats for me. So yeah, it's always good to get extra, even on short runs, it's good to get that extra elevation. I then took part in the steelwork relays, so a club relay. I was in the fourth, or the D team for Elvis Riders, and felt like I ran well. It was a 2 miles with some big climb in it. But yeah, felt like I ran fairly well in that run there. Just over 13 minutes was my time. I think my team finished like 7th overall, so yeah, good result. The next day, woke up for a dog jog, but just tried to do some laps of some steep hills near me. So just again, 5k run, but trying to get some elevation with 150 meters of elevation there. A little bit of a bike ride with my goddaughter, who fell fast asleep during that bike ride. But yeah, it's just varying how I'm using my legs at different times. Again, another club social run, so 10k at chill pace, and then a really big day, really big effort on with a couple of friends from the running club. David, who's done a Bob going round, Charles, who was training for one, but he's just got injured, so he's not able to do one. But this is a recce of legs 1 and 2, so a really big day out, about 8 hours in total of on our feet. A marathon distance, 3,500 meters of climbing. Yeah, really fantastic to do those 2 legs together in full. Up Skidder, up to Great Calver, Blencathra, and then onto the leg 2 fells. It's really hard, isn't it, this challenge? This is not an easy challenge to do, but doing this day, I think, was very much, whether it's confidence or just gave me the clarity of the kind of efforts that you're going to need to be doing and the kind of challenge. I finished this day feeling okay. I didn't want to carry on, but I felt, yeah, I'd eaten well. I'd been moving for 8 hours. I'd been happy to keep going for that time. Did I want to go up Steel Fell from Dumbbell Raise at the end? Absolutely not. And the sight of it coming off Seat Sandal was really intimidating. But most of the day was good. Yeah, enjoyed a few new peaks for me. I think going up and down Fairfield on that steep path, scree path, is particularly with some rain and clouds, was not fun at all. And yeah, what I'm planning to do, leg 2, would be basically in the dark. So you can imagine going up Fairfield in the dark is going to be really unpleasant. Yeah, 45 minutes of up or something like that is not going to be fun. But yeah, this was good to do together with Charles and David. Good to see lots of the route, to see what coming down Horsfell on Blencathra would be like, trying to find the right route there, staying right on a grassy bank and cutting across the rocky bit potentially. And yeah, good to run on the Helvellyn range and ridge, where lots of that is runnable, particularly the descent's really nice and runnable. Some of the climbs are okay. Lots of the climbs are just, yeah, classic fell climbs that are a bit of a slog. And then, yeah, the descent from Dollywagon Pike steep down is to the tarn at the bottom there. Yeah, it's really steep, but it felt runnable, so it's good. Overall, good day out, and some chocolate milk for recovery at the end of that. And I think basically we more or less hit the splits for a 23-hour round on that run. Maybe a little bit quicker with some waiting to chat at different peaks as well. So definitely not a confidence boost, but it was a little bit of an understanding of what was going on and a great run out. And then to last week, a short run with the dog at the start of the week, and then again a fartlek session on the hill above Durham Cathedral. But I also added in some repeats, 3 repeats of what we call the Steps of Doom, which is a short but steep up and down on the way to the fartlek session. So this was a great run, 13k, 450 meters of elevation. It's great to be able to do that on your doorstep, and in total that's nowhere near what you'd be doing on the equivalent fell or Bob Graham round kind of route. But yeah, any elevation feels good at this stage. And then one of the things that I kind of love about the Bob Graham community is supporting one another, supporting strangers. I saw on the Facebook group, one of the Bob Graham Facebook groups, that someone was looking for support this Saturday. So because I was planning to go over on Saturday anyway to do some recce, I messaged to say, yeah, happy to support, could do leg 3 or leg 4. This guy Peter, who's from Northumberland, basically said leg 4 will be good. So yeah, that was it. I was down to meet him for 3 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. Parked at Honister, ran in from Honister to Wasdale Head, and then ran leg 4 with him, which was great to chat with someone who was mid Bob Graham. He did complete it in 20 hours and 38 minutes, so he was really strong. He was going fairly quick on most of this leg, but talking with me most of the time too, climbing really strongly, descending pretty well. So yeah, that was a great experience for me to join with that. It was great to recce leg 4 to some extent, to see some of the bits that I've done before but not done for a while, and to experience some of the climbs again. So yeah, U-Barrow is a tough climb. It's perfectly climbable. It keeps on going on and on, which is absolutely fine. But yeah, tough. I imagine after 3 legs already done. But I think that the ones that I'd kind of forgotten about were probably going up Kirkfell. That felt much bigger than I remembered. And then I think I probably knew that Gable was a challenge. So maybe actually the top of Gable, it's almost a surprise when you get there, particularly when there's clag and cloud at the top. But yeah, overall it was a great day out. Really pleased to support that and to hand Peter over at Honister to the final leg. Peter was running really well, and it's great, always great to support on a successful Bob Graham round. So that was it's the Tuesday now. That was the Saturday. There was a heat wave most of the country, but classic Lakeland weather. It was lots of clag, cloud, wind, cool. It was perfect running weather. So that was a perfect day, I think, for a Bob Graham. Except for, I think for Peter, some of the navigation was difficult at times. Then Sunday morning, just home, was doing a few errands, went to see a friend and then into a shop. So yeah, a relaxed run on Sunday morning before going away for the night with Esther. And then this morning I've gone over to the Steps of Doom again and done 5 repeats on there. So yeah, great to do a 9k run with 400 metres of elevation before work this morning. So that's my running over this last month since the Fellsman. It feels like there's some good distance in there, there's good elevation in there, there's lots of learning, there's lots of leg 2, there's legs 1 and 2 and leg 4 done. Over this next month to 6 weeks before my attempt, I'm going to be in Durham this week, but going down south for a family do next weekend, and then staying down south for the rest of that week. So this next kind of 10 days won't be able to get across to Lake District, so just trying to work out how I can get good running in with some elevation. And there's hills around Durham, so nowhere near the severity of a Lakeland fell, but there's stuff that I can do around Durham. And then when we're away, there's more running that I'll do, and just trying to get hours on the feet whilst you're away, trying to do whether it be 50k a week and maybe using this as these couple of weeks just to bed in that training load so far and not overdo it. But then when we're back in Durham in 10 days time, Sunday the 7th of June, hopefully heading over to the lakes to do some part of the route. I've walked leg 5 before, I've not run leg 5, so doing a loop around leg 5 from Honister and back to Honister could be good. And I think, some time on leg 3 would be really important too. So dumbbell raise, and my idea might be dumbbell raise to Scarfell, or sort of dumbbell raise to Scarfell Pike, or do Lord's Rake as well up to Scarfell, and then run back, avoiding the peaks, but trying to run back to dumbbell raise from there. I've plotted that route out. It's about 42k, which will be a big day out, but great training. The other one I was thinking of doing would be from Honister round to somewhere like Rossett Pike or Bowfell or Great End, that kind of area, and then basically doing the end of leg 3 and leg 4 back to Honister. Again, a really big day out, but would be fantastic training. And then a month before my attempt, I'm booked into the Swaledale Marathon, which is a great event in North Yorkshire. It's about 37k with 1500 metres of elevation. So yeah, really good training run. Nowhere near the Bob Graham kind of level of elevation, but it'll be fun. I think if I asked the guys at the running club whether I should do that or not, they'd probably say don't bother, but I'm entered and I'm up for it. So I think it'd be great to do. Last year I did that just over 4 hours. It'd be great to do it under 4 hours this time. And what I'd plan to do would be to do that effort of the race at the finish and then turn around and run back to up the course to see who I could find from the running club to run back into the finish with, and that could make that a 45, 50k day with 2,000 meters of elevation, which would be really fantastic. The idea would be that would be the Saturday, and on the Sunday would try and get across to do some kind of effort in the lakes to try and putting in 2 days of effort together. That may be too much and I may be too tired on the Sunday, but yeah, we'll see. And then 3 weeks before the Bob Graham attempt, the advice I've had would be to try and do 3 legs of the Bob, which could be 12, 14 hours on the Fells. I'm not sure which 3 legs that would be yet, but in my head, it'll be legs 2, 3 and 4, which I guess is the real crux of the whole challenge. And it would be a huge day out to do those 3 legs, 40 miles, 60k with like 5,000-6,000 meters of elevation is a big challenge. So yeah, hopefully a few people from the running club will join me for that day, not for the whole day, but we'll do one of the 3 legs together. And it may be that my wife Esther's able to support that day and to meet me at different stages and run with me for some of it as well. And we'll be taking a big bag with water and with a carb drink. I'm going to try Tailwind with gels, with lots of other bits and pieces. It'll be time on the feet. It will be recce. It probably won't be very quick. Hopefully it'll be at about the right pace for a Bob Graham round. And so that'll be 3 weeks before my attempts. Then the final 3 weeks, I'm not sure what the plan will be in detail yet. I think there'll probably be a couple of days where I'm doing some wrecking on the Fells, but it won't be a big load that final 3 weeks, particularly the last 1 or 2 weeks. There won't be much load before the run. Okay, so that's the last few weeks, plan for the next few weeks. But yeah, that's it. I'm going to try it, unless something terrible goes wrong, get an injury or something happens that I can't do that weekend, or if the weather forecast is dire, either heat wave or storm. We'll be starting at 7 p.m-ish at Mute Hall on Friday the 10th of July, which is so exciting, isn't it? I plan to do a couple more videos on this. First of all, about the registration and the advice that the Bob Graham Club gives. Then about pulling together a support team, what kind of things I'll be looking for. And then maybe another one on a few other things that I've been learning about, how to do this thing, how to achieve a Bob Graham. Until that point, this will do. See you later.